here we are at Collingwood. How's that feel to be a Magpie?
Yeah, very exciting news. Made the decision yesterday. It was a tough few weeks, but very relieved to make the decision, and I can't wait to start my career at Collingwood.
Other offers around as we understand it. Why Collingwood, and how did you come to that decision?
Obviously, they're a great club. They're going to be challenging for the premiership next few years. I've met the guys last week, and yeah, I was made it easy to come into a great club.
You said it was a hard decision, but what swayed you in the finish to bite the bullet and leave the company out?
There was a lot of things to consider. Certainly there wasn't one thing that made it easy, but for many reasons, it was a tough decision, and it wasn't just one thing. There was lots of things to consider, and just relieved that it's all over now and I can move forward.
Going Hawthorn, how hard was that? Given your history there and what you've been through with those guys there?
Yeah, there's a lot of great people at Hawthorn. Spent 8 years there, many friends, so it's very tough moving away from that. But for me, going forward, this is the best decision. I'm looking forward to playing at Collingwood.
Did you think a premiership with the Hawks would have made things a little different?
Yeah, well, that would have been interesting, but yeah, that day was pretty disappointing to beat them last game at Hawthorn, but for this, my decision, and I'm moving forward to Collingwood. And it's, yeah, as I said, it's been tough, but looking forward to meeting the guys here.
Did the Hawks try and improve their offer to try and keep you?
Yeah, well, for several weeks there was lots of negotiations going on. I was speaking to a few clubs, so it was a stressful time, but as I said, glad it's all over and done with now, and looking forward to meeting the guys here.
What do you hope to provide the guys?
Obviously, coming here, I can bring certain qualities, and hopefully on the field I can just play my role for the team, and hopefully be part of the successful team here.
You're outside one of your bullies, obviously, is probably high on their thoughts.
Yeah, obviously that's my strengths and as a player, and Collingwood are a great team, so hopefully I can provide that, and hopefully we can be successful going forward.
You had surgery?
Yeah, I had surgery done last Tuesday. Just a minor thing on my foot, so that added to the stress, sitting at home and getting bombarded with everything. So as I said, I'm glad it's over and done with now.
When do you have to start running?
I'll be full training by January, but over the next few weeks I'll be going holiday, sort of getting away from this, but then from that I'll be doing cross training and stuff, so no worries going forward.
Will you go to Arizona with the boys, or will you not be ready to do that?
Yeah, I'll be going with them. That'll be the start of December, so it'll be a great way to meet all the guys and be with them for a few weeks over there.
Do you have any connections, or do you know many of the players here, or anyone in the staff, or anyone really close here that helped?
Not necessarily. I've met a couple of guys, obviously, away from football, but came here, as I said, a week and a bit ago, met the coaches, and they were really keen on me, and for me it was a good decision going forward.
You mentioned that it's been a long negotiation process and you were being bombarded at home with different offers and that kind of thing. Is the longer trade period a good thing from a player's perspective?
It's a good question. For me, obviously, moving from the grand final and then getting surgery, for me it was handy to have a bit of time, but as hard as it is, like, it was good to have a bit of time to make the decision, and I came to the decision yesterday, so personally I found it helpful, but some players might not agree.
Sorry if this has been asked already, but what was the clincher?
Yeah, I mentioned it before, but it wasn't one certain thing. There was a lot of things to consider, and yeah, relieved to make the decision now and move forward.
We know how much grand final losses can linger and stay with a player, and the nightmares that they can have. Does moving clubs help cut that and start afresh and give you something else to focus on in any way?
Not necessarily. A grand final loss will stay with the players that played for a long time, so it's extra motivation for me going forward to hopefully get back on that day and win, because it's a very hard thing to go through, grand final loss, and I'm looking forward to hopefully getting there with Collingwood.
You're confident that this club is still in that sort of frame?
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a strong list, a lot of good young players, and as I said before, hopefully I can just provide what I can and play my role for the team.
Walsh, as we understand it, done and dusted was the view from Collingwood a couple of days ago, but Clinton's here. What was the attraction and what were the processes that were undertaken by the club?
Oh, look, I think, in a general sense, free agency has stimulated a whole new category, obviously, of player movement, and right from the get-go, we were keen to get involved, and today's the last day of free agency, and it ends up, we've been lucky enough to add 2 free agents to our list. I might be standing here next year and we've lost 2 free agents. That's the luck of the draw in that regard, or just the timing of the whole issue. But in terms of Clinton, we identified. I think the strengths that he has are well documented. We identified those as pretty compatible to our team, and the rest is history.
So you must be thrilled with how the training periods end up for you guys. I mean, 2 quality players and a number of high draft picks.
Yeah, I think we've positioned ourselves quite well. I think to be able to deliver Derek Hine and our recruiting team 3 first-round draft choices is something we haven't had for a while. So I'm sure he'll use those as well as he has in the past. And as you said, Quentin Lynch and Clinton Young are both quality AFL players. So to add them to a team that we think is still, going forward, we're very pleased.
What's your take on targeted, Geoff, over the free agency period?
Sorry?
Were they 2 of the main guys you targeted when the list came out of trade?
Well, I don't know about targeted, but I suppose you look at what you think your needs are, where you think that you can get the team better as a whole, and so without being smart about it, I think it's obvious that we would target players that we think that can improve us or can help us in an area where we may not have an abundance of that type. So, yeah.
What's your take on free agency overall, Geoff? As you say, you've sort of gained and lost from it. Sort of the first one. What are your thoughts?
Look, I think it's been inevitable that it was going to come in. It's been flagged for a couple of years. It's in. I stand here today. I say it's great because we've been able to pick up Clinton Young and a couple of weeks ago Quentin Lynch. But it's going to be swings and roundabouts. There'll be players next year, I'm sure, who will fall into the category of free agents with us, and we may be unlucky enough to lose them.
But at least, I guess, it would seem a net gain. You've got 2 ready-made replacements for the 2 sort of key exits, I guess.
Well, we needed to try and be able to at least neutralise and hopefully go forward with that, because both Sharon and Chris Thors are regular every week senior players. Both have played in the Premiership in their not too distant past. So, we would have hoped that we could, as I say, at least neutralise that. And you obviously always look at the positives, and we think we may have gone forward in that. Time will tell whether we have or not. But we needed to at least neutralise it. Yeah.
Can we just get a comment from you, Geoff, on just the attraction that you saw in Clinton with his, the sort of player he is, and what he does add?
Well, he runs, he carries the ball, he kicks it very well. He's a left footer, which we don't have a hell of a lot of left footers, which might be a bit oblique, but I think that's a bit of a plus. And on transition, he's probably 80-90 metre player that he carries it and kicks it really well.
Can you see the club being involved in the remainder of trade week, or with the aim now to keep those picks that you've managed to secure?
Look, I think we'll largely be guided by Derek Hine on that. He knows the strength of the draft. He knows the value of picks in the first round. We've now got a week to sit back and digest, okay, what have we ended up with, and he'll be able to tell us whether we can move forward with that or not.
The Bucks said it has been, perhaps the players have been a bit too content since the Premiership. Do you think the two new boys coming in sort of stimulates that?
Individually, no, because they wouldn't know the player. So, but that's it's a bit hard one to know really. In terms of maybe in 12 months' time, I'll be able to tell you that.
Of the free agents that did end up at other clubs, were you interested in any of those players at all, or something you can't really discuss?
To be honest, you tell me who they are, and they're at other clubs. It's, I'm more interested in what will win the Caulfield Cup tomorrow.
Who will?
What's that?
Yeah, I guess that's it.
Couldn't tell you that.
Clinton said he's obviously going to join the boys on Arizona. It's going to be a great...
In Utah. We're not going to Utah.
Good initiation for him.
Well, it'd be great for him to be able to assimilate with the group. yeah, he won't be able to do all the training, but he'll be well into his rehab phase by then, and you know, we'll be away for some 15, 16 days. Just a great opportunity to be living with the guys that he knows a couple, but not anyone really well. So that's sort of worth probably 3 months training to be living with guys for a couple of weeks. It's a great opportunity for him to get to know the boys personally and to be part of the group.
Are there many not going over this year?
Pretty much right now, we've got all players going. Yeah.
Players are notorious, I guess, for being very positive in terms of when they're going to get back from injury. What's your sort of take on Clinton's?
Oh well, we had a medical assessment done obviously beforehand, and we knew the operation was inevitable, that it had to happen, and the diagnosis or the post-operative report from the doc is that he'll be well into his rehab phase and running by Christmas time. And so whether he changed clubs or not, it was something that he would have had as a normal course of events. So it's something that we're not looking at the next 3 months. Clinton's probably a 3, 4, hopefully a 5-year player for us. So it's important for us to get that right the first phase.
It must be really pleasing in the way you've handled the salary cap. Obviously, you've got Sharrod, Wellingham, and Chris Dawes, but sort of come out of it okay.
I'm not sure that you're aware of what our 2PP position was, but we were well documented right from the start of the year that we knew that the players that we had ahead of us that we had to recontract were all going to have to work within the constraints that we put before them, and pleasingly, that's resolved itself pretty well. I would think all clubs who have had some success in the last 3 or 4 years face salary cap issues or TPP issues. We're no different. We're dealing with them at the moment, but it's an ongoing, it's a moving feast really.